Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Spearhead cast! With me, Matt. But before we fall for you all here on Plutonic Airfield, I think it's called. A custom map made back in 2014. What I think I read on the description page thingy. Anyway, let's go through the players. We have Smokey with Waffen-SS with Jäger tactics straight out the gates. We have Mist Moon as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice. We have Before Eagle as propaganda tactics straight out the gates. For the Waffen-SS. This should be interesting, hopefully. And we have finally JK Strafdivision for the Wehrmacht. Representing the Soviet Union today, we have the badass Yakov without a command choice. We have Muru with motor straight out the gates. We have Stockler Mulvey without a command choice. And MJP 919 also without a command choice. So the Soviets are currently scattering out to secure ground quickly. This is a fairly large 4v4 map, so I will apologize beforehand if I cannot keep an eye on all the action. I'll just move my microphone around a little. Germans are pushing up pretty far here with their Storm Pioneers. And Storm Pioneers in the center. Oh, they're gonna get these conscripts here. Not sure if they can win against all these Russians coming their way. And immediately notice there's too many rifles. They might have pushed a little bit too forward with the Storm Pioneers there. As the Russians overrunning the center of the airfields. Germans are securing the railroad area just north of it.
Pioneers reporting objective captured. Engineers standing by.
Storm Pioneers on the flank here, getting some good shots on the Sabres to try to run by. Wagner on the field with an MG44. And that's a dead Saber. Hit in a crossfire there. Looks like they have a Panzer division here for the Wehrmacht. Indeed we have. Panzer's always good to go in team matches, especially in larger ones. Having one Panzer player is generally vital, I think, for the German side. We've won some heavy armor late game. Waffen-SS are pushing the Soviets off the airfield somewhat. But the Russians have taken up some defensive positions. Soviets are pushing northwards towards the railroad where the fuel will be from. We have some Pioneers holding up behind the Opel Blitz. They'll probably try and intercept what's coming here. Volkswagen is also pushing up here to support the Pioneers. Keep arriving here with a Dushka on top. Oh, Dushka Jeep did something? Oh, it took out the Kulwagen. I guess that makes sense. It is a 50 caliber on a Jeep after all. Ooh, Pioneers have to move here, but they will be able to take out these conscripts, I think. Use the light cover to the advantage. Dushka Jeep on the field here, trying to get some shots in. Unfortunately, the model doesn't seem to show the machine gun turning. Probably because it's not the intent to have the Dushka on top. Oh, Constance getting up here because the Germans are distracted. Throwing a Molotov. Force them out of cover. Oh, they actually cancel the Molotov. Very smart. Then rush up to the sandbags. But the Brandflash is going to come in return. Molotov and Brandflash are being exchanged. There's the Soviets one out there. Grenadiers out in the open. As one more Soviets flood the area. Soviets have secured the northern fuel. And lots of Soviets are just overrunning the German position here. You know, the Waffen-SS is taking up here this part of the airfields. Having a long-range firefight with some Fontoviki. Ooh, not looking good here for the conscripts. Being shot to pieces. Sturmgrenadiers down here, getting a very good position up with the sandbags. Getting some double fire going on. Soviets are securing the northern flank somewhat, but the Germans are getting more units up. No machine guns though. Mortar, however. Let's see how much that'll do. Montevideo pushing up along the train. Still no commander choice from NJP. EPM being handed out here to the Fontaviki. This Dushka Jeep is probably doing a lot of work, surprisingly. As it's a mobile heavy machine gun after all. I think it has to reload there. There we go. Oh, he killed the squad. Maxim out here in the center for the Soviet Union. Oh, not looking good here. They're gonna. Here's some of the few units holding back up here. Soviets could try and get more units up to overrun, and they are with a conscript. Just need to get moving quick. The Grenadiers are doing a pretty good job at long range after all. Soviets are pushing southwards with this Jeep and the conscripts. Oh, we have some Fallschirm Pioneers here from the Waffen-SS Jäger. one of the cheaper units that can get that service combat in the early game. And you be equipped with MD-15, as we're seeing. MD-34 set up inside the building down there. Keeps being repaired back here. Fontovik inside the building to keep the Germans at bay. We do an MD-42 here for the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers moving up alongside. So it's still trying to get up close, but now the Grenadiers have an MD-42, so they should be able to hold at long range here by suppressing any charging enemy. Just opening fire down there, but has to pull back. Maxim machine gun, keeping an eye down there. We do have a armored, well, not really an armor, just a truck here with Soviet troops inside. We can drive to the front line. It is a large map, so it is a way to transport units from the to the front after all. Water hitting up here for some reason. Probably just trying to keep the Soviets at bay. We do have a German officer arriving as well. A lieutenant of the Wehrmacht. Ooh, this truck is pushing up. There is a Panzerjäger somewhere, I think. There it is. We're gonna need to take a shot soon. But the Soviets managed to get close though with the flamethrower. When the truck is just driving around mad, this is a very mad Soviet dash. It looks like it worked out. Germans just subtly got to run here in the center from this sudden attack. Good job from the Soviets. 2-2 here in the airfield now. Providing some pressure here on the Soviet forces. Foliage gets up here by the Soviets on the northern flank. And I think this is Shock Army now. So we have Shock Army. Nothing there. Motor and Shock. So double Shock again. Then again, Shock is generally pretty good. Shock can do a little bit of everything. 2 moving up here. It is getting Radpanzer, so should be able to survive anti-tank rounds a lot easier. Oh, mine! Very cheeky there from the Soviet Union. So it's been really good here. Oh, that's a rear armor though of the 2-2. Yeah, one good shot there with the PTRS. Gonna get the second one off. Indeed, they decrew it. They killed the crew inside. Germans pushing up alongside the train yard slowly. Just covering each other. As the Soviets probably set up for some kind of defense. Even suppressing the Sturm Pioneers trying to secure this point. They had prepared a demo charge though. It looks like the Germans are really lacking in infantry at the moment. They are getting a forward HQ up though. The 2 got completely destroyed here, thanks to the Dushka. They just want to deny it. Lieutenant here from the Panzer Division outside his tank. There's a demo charge here. He might be able to lure the Soviets into it. Nope. Nope, apparently not. Oh, there we go. Destroying a squad. Very cheeky. MD-34 is 100 rounds here for the northern flank for the Grenadier. Or at least one of them. Or is trying to hit towards the Maxim. As the Waffen is keeping a hold of the southern flank. We do have an Aufklar on the southern flank here with an MD-42. Yes, a Aufklar available to Jäger. Ooh, and that's an Sturm Grenadier got hit by double Molotov. Bunker's also sitting up here. The Soviets getting all the equipment they need here. Looks like they even have an expert combat driver now. It's going to be harder to hit while on the move, I think. 20% increased health and 25% increased armor, actually. That's pretty good. Oh, Max are coming up here on the flank. Machine gun's not going to be able to stop in time, I think, but artillery's going in. Tank hunters getting close, though. Stukas are covering them for now, but that's a bad position for the tank hunters to be in. Oh, they throw an integrator, hits the Stuka. Oh, and it still counts as a side blocker. Molotov. Ooh, that's a good Molotov at that. But the Maxim's now getting hit by the veterans. Need to propaganda tactics. Oh, they reinforce from the truck. Lots of fighting going on here. So it's trying to push down here. Or at least they're setting up for it. Germans losing a lot of ground. A lot of ground base, certainly. More Soviets are pushing up now with the Sis gun. More Soysan pushing up as well. Veterans and Ghost Stars. That's two pretty good units fighting near each other. But the Soviets have that Maxim soon. They can reinforce from the forward HQ though. Stumpani is taking up the hole behind this. I'm not sure what that is, but it got destroyed anyway. It was like a small cart. Mortar's trying to get shots into, but the Soviets are just reinforcing from the truck. They're trying to maintain this push. Veterans doing their best down here with long range with their Kar-98s. They are getting a lot of kills though by just doing this. Because the Soviets don't have a lot of chance to not be hit by these veterans. Also, it's coming up this time some Sabers with a flamethrower. Oh, veterans have been suppressed. There's an MT-42 back here. Needs to open up fire quickly. Oh, and that's going to be a dead Saber squad, I think. Yep. Lots of German infantry from the Panzer Division moving up. So it's cutting off the Germans down here. Looking good for the Germans. Bolshevik is also being suppressed quickly. So it's pushing very aggressively, even up at the train station with some conscripts. But the Straftroopen and Grenadiers are keeping them at bay. Shock troopers pushing up, but they're being suppressed. They are using for Stalin though to stop being suppressed for 20 seconds. It's very hard to push up an MG-34 100 rounds. But the conscripts are starting to move out now. A lot of fighting here. Veteran Jeep now trying to push up here with its Dushka. He might have to pull back if the Panzerbrücke hits it. Oh, that's one good shot there. But the Soviets try to maintain the push here. MD-42s are pushing up, however. They are being pinned out in the open from the Maxim. Stumpani is on the flank doing a grenade assault. They might be able to push the Soviets back here. Oh, Soviets invest in a full-on forward HQ as well. I don't think it'll be enough now because the veterans got a good side. Now the Coast Deutschland, the MT-42s could push up. Grenade here from the Sabers. I don't think it'll be enough though. Yeah, the Soviets just have to pull back. They cannot hold that position. Oh, the Maxims are keeping a good point down here. We also have an early Valentine for the Soviet Union. Well, I wouldn't say early, but it's a good time to have early game. Or mid-game. I guess we've passed the 10-minute point mark at this point. So it's still fighting up here. Or the HQ is being destroyed. I think. I heard like a sound for it. Because I was told the beam was like a self-destruct in a comment. Oh, this one is also being self-destroyed. Just as the Germans had set up a demo charge. Which they do succeed in doing. But it's gonna get blow up. No, it doesn't. That's awkward, but it does blow up the demo charge. Or at least they just did it themselves, I don't know. Oh, Pack takes out the Valentine down here. Barely.
Contact! Enemy infantry!
Ooh, the Soviets are threatening the southern flank pretty hard here of the Germans. It's like they actually cut off. They need to get this point back. Now the Soviets also overrunning the train station with actual shock troopers. Armed with full PPSH. That's a very dangerous prospect to fight. We have a small pack here, 5 centimeters, not going to be enough. Straftroopen are trying to keep them at bay. We have a Beuter Panzer T-34 coming out for the Straftroopen. Unique tank available to Strafdivision. The Fallschirmjägers opening up here with their FT-42s. F1 pushing up. Oh, getting hit there by Sysgun. Artillery going in here from the Untersturmführer. It's going to force the Soviets back briefly. Fallschirmjägers are going to be able to secure the point to give the Germans access to fuel again. But the Wehrmacht on the northern flank is slowly being pushed further and further back. You also have an MT-34 100 rounds that could be grabbed there. Hunskas are probably going to grab that weapon if they can. And indeed they managed. That's a good weapon to have. Here's the Beuter Panzer. And actually we switched to just use explosives. Which will probably be a good idea against the Soviets up here. As the Soviets don't seem to have a lot of AT equipment on this northern flank. Germans able to secure the center of the airfield again. Ooh, Conscripts got blown down by the Fallschirmjägers. Fallschirmjägers are pretty damn dangerous, but there's a crowd more coming. If you can get a good burst off, those Fallschirmjägers are dead, but it's turning its attention to this MG. And there's a pack, so that's a dead crowd more. No longer a threat. Germans set a very big forward position here, including a heavy mortar. I think that's Rifle Commander. Yes, that's Rifle. That means all the soldiers picked commanders. Yes, double shock, one rifle and one motor. Against Jäger, Panzer, Propaganda, and Stuff. That's a very varied mix for the Germans. It's gonna be nice to see if they can utilize it late game. With smoke shells as well. Just keeping all the action going and destruction. Let's see. Panzer 4F1 in the field here for the Panzer Division. And this Düskerdieb is still alive. Veterancy 4, that's impressive. Poke on the northern flank here. We do a Siscon arriving here for the shock army to deal with that T-44. F1 pushing up. Can't take out this building. Artillery going in on it, which I don't think will do much to an F1 unless it's very heavy artillery, which I don't think it will be. Might just been fake artillery. Yeah, it was fake. The Germans are trying to push up down here. Fallschirmjägers do a lot of damage. They're very accurate, as you can see, especially towards enemies out in the open. They're doing a lot of work with those FT-42s. Actually, there's 2 Sturmgewehrs on an FT-42, my bad. You have some Jägers as well. Another unique infantry available to SS Jäger. I rarely see people use these though, but they are essentially a different frontliner you can use if you're playing as SS Jäger. Being equipped with the MG34, it looks like. With shock troopers being suppressed down here. Oh, now the Jäger's going inside the building. That's be bad for those shock troopers. Especially with the MG44. Oh, they're trained to target though. Shock trooper is gonna get away from it, I think. Hard to say. But they will. Northern flank, the service is still keeping the Germans out of the train station. Boy, the Panzer needs some repairs. And in the center, we have Goliaths driving up towards the Soviets, but the anti-tank rifles just hit them and destroyed them. We also have some Wodan recon infantry. Good grenade though from the Foxsturm. Veterans are trying to keep these Soviets at bay. F1 pushing up. One MT-42 armed grenadiers down inside the building alongside some Gewehr 43 armed ones. That's a lot of firepower suddenly from these 2 buildings. I think there's very few windows though. Actually only 1 window in each. It could be worse. F1 pushing upwards. Satchel charge from the Sappers though, that's going to delete both those buildings. NKVD troops here, unique battle group available to Rifle. An interesting user to see. I rarely see the NKVD, so I appreciate seeing more battle groups. Need to turn the camera a little... Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go, much better. So we're going in on the train station. Taking out the Siscon. There might be an opening that Germans could use. But that double DPM is doing a lot of work from that train station. MG Sherman available to Motor Strelke. A Lend-Lease Sherman provided to the Soviet Union. Definitely, actually a pretty decent tank in all honesty. Germans are pretty good, so you should not underestimate the MCHA. There's a pack though. Oh, good shot from this captured Sis. Walk pop from the Sherman to back off to repair. Well, let's say heal, I mean repair. And for Jay getting down here, but there's a T-44-76 around. Actually 2 of them. He has to be a little bit cautious, I think. Does have a pack for support though. Oh, you can push the 80 guns through the hangars. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. Firefight continues up here. T-34 is keeping the Soviets at bay. We have a Stu-42 coming onto the field. should allow the Soviets to, Germans to potentially push back against the Soviets up here. Maxim pushing up. Maxim being suppressed by the MT-42 here of the Grenadier. But they're gonna be suppressed themselves. They decide to pull back because of it. Artillery going into the center, I think. Very big fight we have going here in the Eastern Front. And that building somehow still stands. Nope, there it goes. Not gonna be much of an airfield left after this. 54 almost got destroyed here. One down here got destroyed actually. But so did the Panzer IV-J, by the looks of it. Germans are going for Panzerfaust. Managed to get it. It's opening fire, but ooh, almost kills that Sturm Grenadier. He manages to make it though. Always trying to secure the center of the airfield again. Minesweeper as well on the field. That's an MG42, I think. And that's an MG42, but it's not turned the right way. In order to actually keep an eye on the north. T-34 pushing up here. Now it's the Soviet one. Where's the German T-34? It's holding up behind this river. Train station is on fire though, so it's gonna be destroyed at some point. MChess are pushing up on the southern flank. Pack is nearby, however. It needs to act quick. There's an F1 nearby, but I don't think that'll do much against MChess. Incendiary mortar shell hits near the Soviets. It's gonna slowly burn up that Maxim, force them to move. Recon troops on the field. But the Fallschirmjägers nearby, and the Fallschirmjägers are way better at fighting at long range, I think. Wenches are pushing forward. One is shooting a high explosion shell. Take out the team of that pack. Pack also got clean the southern flank. And lots of Soviet infantry in the move down here. Just mostly conscripts, however. Move with some cheaper infantry to just flood the field. Which is a viable Soviet tactic to do, after all. They are cheap. Lives pushing up over here. No AT rifles though, so this thing is dangerous. Capture Panzerfaust being used on it. Very nice. But there's another one nearby. Don't have AT guns nearby as well. Or AT rifles. That could be a problem. Panzers are pushing towards it though. I didn't know it's there. And they actually see it now, but small caliber bullets will not pierce this thing. Panzer's gonna try and sacrifice themselves. AT grenade missed. And they're just running scared from this Goliath. Well, I suppose it was enough of a scare there. Oh, Goliaths are so funny sometimes. Big Volkssturm push coming up here now. That's a lot of Volkssturm. Looks like the Germans are just gonna send every man and boy into the death. To the deaths here. One flashes and grenades. Hitting those Soviet veterans. Killing them. That's a lot of Volkssturm just running into their deaths here. Oh, just so many dead people. We do have a KB-1 arriving here for the Soviet Union. Jägers down here being cut to pieces by a Krautmower. We're now hitting this Sturm Grenadier, and yet the Krautmower is just doing a lot of work. Packers coming out, however. Soviets are doing a lot of work here. They're pushing up on the northern flank as well. Slowly creeping up. The Staff Division is forced to pull back a little bit. Oh, that barn is being hit heavily. It's just T-54 drawing close with a heat shell. Yeah, I'm not sure the heat round does a lot to a building. But the shock troopers behind is doing a lot of work with those DPMs. At least until they get suppressed soon, once the Stalin runs out. Mthis rockets hitting around the Panzerdivision. Germans are trying to dig in the best they can and preparing more Volkssturm. KV-1 on the drive. Not a KV-1E though. His armor's not that impressive. How much armor does it have? 900 armor at this point in the war. Only 100 more than the M2 Sherman. Not impressive for a heavy tank at this point. If it gets the KV-1E upgrade though, it'll be a lot more impressive. Oh, it's been blinded. And Volkssturm are pushing up. Trying to get close to these Panzerfausts, but they're gonna run into all the Soviet infantry. One Panzerfaust off, and they actually kill it. MChas are pushing up, however. M4Cs. We do a Tiger is coming up for the propaganda tactics, however, which might reverse that in the center, because the Germans are suffering a lot at the moment. Looks like the light vehicle HQ is going to get destroyed. T-45 arriving on the northern flank. Germans have been pushed back pretty hard, but they lost their T-44. Panzer IV-H and the Tiger Ace is almost at the front line, which might be enough to force these Soviets to reconsider fighting at that area. We'll have to see. Smoke canisters are flying in. But they're being hit through the smoke by the AT guns. Those are the howitzer. The Germans are getting a lot of their heavy weapons now, but the northern flank is almost entirely fallen. Germans have to set up a quick defense if they want to keep the Soviets from just driving into their base, which could be a lot of work. Not a Volkssturm assault. Throwing grenades everywhere. Mthis just opening fire. Tiger is arriving. The Tiger Ace will be hard to kill, but there is an 800mm AT gun. The Tiger Ace just has to stay out of range of that. Panzer IV-H is also nearby. Yeah, that's not going to be much of an airfield left if this continues. Although I guess the runways are still somewhat usable. It could change, however. The T-34 on the northern flank just waiting a new forward HQ for the Soviet Union. Including a lieutenant to keep an eye on it and a Capitan back here. Germans doing their best to dig in. We do have a Panther arriving for the Jaeger tactics. Get the best version of the Panther, the Panther G, and they can get infrared optics for it, which is a pretty big deal. Let's see, the Germans are still suffering losses still by the sounds of it. I can hear it over the comms. I'm pushing up here with lots of German infantry and pioneers. This Jeep is still alive? Wow. Good job, Muru, keeping a Dushka Jeep alive this long. He's even doing a good job. 31 kills. I guess don't underestimate the Jeep. And look how much work it's actually doing. Those have heavy mortars around as well. Wolf-Viki pushing up. Keep pushing ahead as well. Yeah, Germans just pushed up the field of battle there, but the Panthers now on the southern flank. With some Fallschirmjägers for support. Now the Soviets gonna have to find a way to deal with that. The Panthers are gonna be easy to deal with frontally. You know, the Staff Division is just digging in the best it can, preparing for whatever the Shark Army might throw at them. This is a pretty good looking map, by the way. This Plivtomic Airfield is a pretty good looking map. And the Germans know there's a Panther nearby. They know they cannot fight that thing frontally with ease. Oh, Panther's on the move. Sisha's firing. Looks like it's around here. Tiger Ace is being repaired. Panthers are slowly moving up. Using the machine guns to its advantage. Oh, they know where the Sherman is. The Sherman's trying to shoot through the terrain. Panzer IV pushing up as well. They need to take out that gunner in that bunker. Jaeger Taxis might be saving up for a second Panther, which probably could work. Ooh, Panzer IV has to pull back here.
Infantry can march double time at your command.
The Soviets have also threatened the defense here quite handily. When the T-34 is pushing back here. T-34s are providing some pressure down here now. So it's still holding down the center, but then a big artillery strike being prepared. That's from a Soviet Kapitan, so that's going to be a big one. It's going to take a while for him to call in, however, as we can see. But there's not a lot of infantry to push up behind it. Not sure what the plan of the artillery strike is. There's a distraction. And just to wave your finger at them. Yeah, here it comes. You can hear the shells coming in. Or you can hear the shells in the distance being fired. Yeah, that's a big barrage, but it's not really hitting a lot. I guess it destroyed one gun crew, but about it. So it's in the northern flank, pretty well set up. Panther being repaired on the southern flank for the Germans. Red Air Force is flying overhead, keeping an eye on the Panther. Then the T-34s here, so they could coordinate, but this pack is causing some issues, clearly. They're just opening fire. So it's aiming around here. There's a short barrage by the looks of it. 85 on the move. But there are more packs up here. And the captured field gun. MT driving up. But Germans just under a lot of fire here. Oh, big critical hit there from the pack. Panther on the move. Be cautious. He's trying to shoot for the ground at this 85. And the Panther is in a pretty good spot here, I think, somewhat. Panther IV in the flank here alongside the field gun and the pack, but the MTS nearby to intercept. Panzer IV got decrewed.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
We do have a King Tiger arriving for the Panzer Division, which could certainly be something. Panzer IV is being recruited as well with what little they have.
We have lost a pack gun.
When the Panthers are going to slowly push up down here.
Infantry, cut them down. Excellent shot.
Taking out the 85. It's going to take out the 76 here. There it goes. It's a fearsome tank out in the open at long range. Front to front. So it's trying to push on the northern flank. The staff division is doing their best to hold them back. But it will be enough though. So it's not really pushing though, but they've set up a very close range howitzer. King Tiger has reached the front line. Probably gonna head north by looks of it. Hope to help supplement that flank and push the Soviets back. Has to act quick though. Katyusha firing. Aiming over here by looks of it. No, where is it? I have no idea. Well, the Soviets are pushing up here where they can. Really just applying pressure. Goliath fighting in the wreck of the Ostwind. Tiger's being repaired. King Tiger now reaching the front line. Lots of Soviet artillery strikes are landing. And the shock troops are preparing to move. Oh, that's a big howitzer shell. Didn't do any damage to the King Tiger though. And the King Tiger has to make a move, I think. If he just sits back, it's not gonna help, but the Soviets just pushing in so many places. Oh, looks like the Germans have captured the T-4045. Oh, it's been destroyed already, actually. It's out of control. Why we cannot select it. Also, why it does not show up here on the unit bar. I think the King Tiger really does have to make a move northwards. Soviets are just bombing the Staff Division's base now. Doing it very deliberately. Let's see. Germans are just gathering up and healing by the looks of it. Goliath is... They know that Goliath is there, I think. Why they're taking shots. Panther's just doing a lot of work on the southern flank here. More Katyushas are arriving as well for the Soviets here. The Soviets are digging in firmly in the center of the former airfield. Oh, King Tiger's on the move. It's not going for the north. I think that's an issue in all honesty. Because the Soviets are now going to start pushing into the German base. Artillery is even being called in and flares as well. That's not going to be good for the German defenses. And all the artillery as well. The Soviets are just applying so much pressure as you'd expect of them. And all the artillery strikes as well here. I think the Staff Division base is gonna be destroyed shortly at this rate. AB2 is even coming in. I really think the King Tiger should just move northwards. We do have a second Panther arriving for the Jaegers though, which is a pretty good boon. Why is the Tigers in the south? Are they gonna do a combined push? Will that be enough though? Because time shall tell. King Tiger's driving northwards again, I think. It's been hit somewhat hard. Our more artillery strikes going in. As the shock troopers are slowly taking shots at the German base. And the artillery strikes hit close. Ooh, that's I actually didn't hit much, it was just the machine gun, but a lot of troops are dying nearby. Certainly becoming an issue, and the King Tiger really needs to get into action. It's just really sitting back and not really doing much. Like, it's trying to be deterrence, I think, but deterrence is not going to help down here. But it looks like the Germans have somewhat stabilized the southern flank thanks to the Tigers and the Panthers. Oh, good shot on the Panther though, that's going to force it back. But Air Force keeps an eye on the Panther. King Tiger still not moving up into the action yet, as the base keeps being blown to bits. There we go, now it's moving.
We have lost a pack gun.
I don't think the Soviets are deterred yet. High explosive shell is being loaded. Missed. Also shock troopers around. Not a lot of good anti-tank weapons though, so the King Tiger really doesn't have much to fear but at 85 flanking it. I suppose that's also the KV-2 arriving, and that's going to take a while to reach the front. Panthers on the southern flank are being pushed back by lots of shells. Let's see, the fighting just continues up here. And the shells are not hitting them, but then again they're just using AP shells against infantry, which you really don't want to do because they have a very low chance to hit. You want to use high explosive shells against infantry only, from my understanding. And I guess fragmentation rounds. But so it's now, at least they're not being uncontested up here. But the staff division did lose their HQ. Hampers maintain the southern flank alongside the Tiger Race. But if the Surge can push up here, they can basically encircle them. Not looking good for the Germans. Panzer IV arriving now as well. That's gonna apply a little bit more pressure because of all the machine guns. And artillery shells just keep hitting near the German base. Yeah, I think the shock troops might want to consider starting to withdraw here. If we do have a B4 setting up to fire. Oh, it's aiming around here. It was trying to get the King Tiger, I think. As more artillery hits the base. Oh, 85 penetrates. Gonna force the King Tiger back. I suppose you should be afraid of the 85s. They are pretty good. Oh, and B4 kills the King Tiger! Oh, that's a huge loss. Now the Soviets just need to find a way to push. If they can take out the Panthers down here, they certainly have the way to do it. Oh, look at all those field guns. That's 4 field guns in one area. And the frontal arm of the Panther is very impressive. T-34, 85 and a KV-2 driving up. Oh, being hit there by a pack.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
Let's see, yeah, the Germans are doing a pretty good job down here as well, at least. Oh, there's still Goliath there, and the Soviets just spotted it. Hitting it with an AT grenade. But it somehow survived. That goes, taken out by Mthis. Ooh, the Germans in a very bad spot. Like, the Soviets just kept pushing up here. I think they'd win pretty quick now. Yeah, because the HQ is slowly just being overrun. Doctors are pushing in. Howitzer shells landing in as well. Germans are pulling enough to defend that base.
Our brave infantry is dying.
And so many deaths are going on here. So it's pushing through the center here with their conscripts. Getting a grenade into that trench. That was a Molotov, actually. Molotov and a grenade.
We have casualties.
Another King Tiger coming onto the field. Ooh, and all the folks then retreated a very wrong path. Oh, that's horrible. All getting mowed down in retreats.
Ready for combat.
Red Air Force fires overhead. Looks like the Panthers are retreating. They're falling back to safer lines because they're about to be cut off down here. They do have a lot of machine guns on them at the moment. But the KV-2 is now slowly destroying the German base.
A fresh officer has arrived.
More Panzer IVs coming onto the field. Second King Tiger is almost here. KV-2's not sure what he wants to shoot at, I think. There it goes. Here's the other King Tiger though. Not able to see the KV-2 because of this base structure somehow is a side blocker, don't ask me how. That's gonna be that 85 though. I know it survives 88mm shot. Will not keep Mthis in trouble. Tiger Ace is also pushing up down here with the Panthers. One Panther did go down. And the 100mm AT guns are taking shots. They do clear it out. Oh, but I got 100mm takes out the Panther. I think... Yeah, the engine is burning on the Tiger Ace here. 100mm AT gun recruit. One more shot should do it on AT Grade will. AT Grade did it. King Tiger holds up here alongside some Panzer IV, pushing ahead. Trying to drive the Soviets back. There's a lack of AT. There's no AT actually. But the Panzers are driving forwards without any resistance.
One of our machine guns has been silenced.
That's a very good counterattack for the Germans here. A desperate one, but it seems to be working out. Pushing back the Soviets pretty far. Even get up on the howitzer here. But the Soviets could just push up on the other flanks as this is going on. More shock troopers moving around, but they have no AT equipment. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Soviets all of a sudden up here. Well, Germans have been cut off down here. And close the pocket activated from motor Strelke. Which means all the German forces down here is gonna get bombarded and die, I think. Not that they had much territory down here anymore, anyway.
One of our forward structures has been destroyed.
And King Tiger takes another 85. And now the Germans are just slowly pushing back the Soviets up here. But Germans need to recapture ground quick. And they also need to short the other front line somehow, which is going to be very difficult, I think. Do an SU-122 here for the motor Strelke. And this Jeep is still alive. 42 kills. Let's make that 43. 43 kills for you, Jeep. And I think it's been very impressive, actually. Good usage of it. SG-122 driving up. And another B4 being set up close to the front line.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
85s are driving up to deal with the Panzer Force. Yeah, but now the Germans are actually getting a little bit of resources again. And they're also laying some mines. Good to see. Here's they get pushed back. So the Tiger Ace has arrived. King Tiger's pulling back for repairs. Definitely needs it. Forward Ace has been completely lost that flank. The Germans are losing a lot of ground still. Panzer Force are driving very hard up. But right in straight into this 85. Oh, taking that one Panzer IV there. Ooh, and that's a dead. Why did the T-4045 ram that? I suppose just for the hell of it. Perhaps they were way too eager, but now there's a Tiger Ace just around the corner, and they're immobilized. Not looking good there. Ooh, 85 could take a shot once the smoke clears. Oh, good shot there. He actually killed the agent, the loader. 18 away from the engineers here. Didn't do anything. But the forward HQ is being threatened here as the Soviets keep pushing up. King Tiger is still being repaired. We do have a Brumbar or Stupa here for the Staff Division. Someone flying now being overrun by the Soviets. Slowly creeping up and killing everything they can find. Germans have lost a lot of ground. But the Tiger is still alive. And the Soviets do control the railroad again. Which is certainly going to help them income-wise. There are also some partisans nearby, but they're getting quickly suppressed. King Tiger is ready to move again. Panzer IV as well. Lots of infantry near it. But they might just go in a B4 shot. Katyusha firing in as well.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Also the B-force overshooting though and hitting around there. Although the damage engine is definitely slowing down the King Tiger a lot.
We are losing Soldaten. Awaiting orders. Ready.
Well, the Germans are still somewhat holding on because they managed to re-grab the northern flank. But for how long is the question?
This is it.
What an accurate B4. Oh, it took out the King Tiger again! Yeah, someone give that B4 those B4 crews some metal. They seem to be really good at their job.
The enemy is trying.
And the Red Air Force flies overhead again. Also, the Germans have commandeered a Soviet howitzer. Using it for some kind of counter barrage at the moment to try and take out the B4s. At least one of them.
Back up to full force.
Oh, looks like the Soviets are about to cut off the Germans entirely. The Germans are completely cut off. And another close to pocket is activated. Not that the Germans have a lot up here.
Are here. Jawohl, will do.
It could be worse. They only have like a few vehicles up here, so it's not gonna hurt them that much. I think you can only target one pocket. Or it could also just be, you know, because there's nothing there. Hard to say. The Germans are basically just in their base at this point. Not looking good. First we can speed up time a bit. Because I don't imagine a lot of this is going to happen at the moment. Build the Stupa around and the Panzer IV-H. In terms of if the Soviets can kill, they can see Golden North safely. And not a lot is going on all the time at the moment. Speed up again. Oh. There's some relocating on the southern flank here with some T-34s. Driving up towards the bunkers and the fortified positions that the Germans have hastily built. Look at all the Fox-Sturm that I just gathered around. You're gonna see a third King Tiger. Lots of fighting going on here.
A squad of infantry has been killed.
If the Soviets could just destroy these vehicles up here.
On our HQ.
They already started to secure the flank again. Another issue 122 coming onto the field, so that's gonna be a lot of big guns for the Soviets. And they're gonna make the move. Volkssturm charging forwards. Alongside the veterans by the looks of it. You also have the veteran C5 Jeep. This gun's doing high explosive barrages. And with the third King Tiger is gonna be here almost. Oh, Stupa got taken out. I missed that. Probably because of... Oh, another one. That's another 100mm gun stock. That's a lot of 100mm guns.
An officer is awaiting orders.
Oh yeah, it's not looking good here at all. The Germans could easily surrender at this point, I think. Because they've just lost. There's no way around it. There's just too much Soviet might coming our way. I can already hear Soviet March from Red Alert 3 in the background. Soviets are slowly just destroying base after base. We do have the third King Tiger now. So many King Tigers. For the record, the one up here got completely destroyed though. King Tiger heading southwards though to prevent these T-34-76s. Or at least try to intercept them. So many heavy explosions here. That's a dead T-34, I'm pretty sure. Yep. 88mm shield just piercing straight through its armor. Gonna be the same for this one, I think. Yep. Hawk's still pushing out as it is. Oh, the Jeep is driving forwards! No! The Jeep! The T-34 did get revenge for the Jeep, though. That Jeep was a hero of the Soviet Union. Or something, I don't know. I just really liked it. Oh, SU-122 did go down though, and King Tiger is now up here. Several staff troops have been pulled up. Oh, B4 is trying to aim for the King Tiger again, I think. 85s might flank it. But the King Tiger is getting a lot of kills here. Oh, they lost the gunner. Need to get repairs on that King Tiger. And Pack is doing his best on this flank. Yeah, there's just too many shots coming into the German base at the moment. The fact the Germans are not surrendered yet honestly surprises me. Because they're only in their base now. King Tiger's almost prepared. There we go, it's ready for action again.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
It's just opening fire. Ooh, SU-122 got a big shot there from the 88. 100mm 80 guns is ready though. But King Tiger decrews one. He's back off for repairs again. Well, that pling from the 100mm did a lot of the deflection damage actually. Down to half health. It's like at 75 or 60%, I think.
Foes are behind our lines.
Honestly, when you're in this situation, I really think you could just surrender. I'll speed up time again. Let's see if the Soviets do a push. Just more and more artillery. King Tiger gonna move again. Maybe it's the King Tiger it's all about at the moment, I think. Ooh, and they're being hit pretty hard.
Foes are behind our lines. Headquarters attacked.
Ooh, the King Tiger is still holding.
Officers can now be called in to rally our troops.
And the Soviets are actually having issues just getting into the base at the moment, but probably just waiting for the next barrages to be ready. Let's speed up again. Watch the King Tiger.
Be ready to deploy.
I'll just keep the speed up for a bit.
Our base is under attack.
But it's just focused around this King Tiger right now. Nothing else is really happening. And now the Soviets are preparing to push in here. T-34 moving up. Artillery shells. Oh, that's a B4 shot. And the penal troops have no AT equipment, so they're not gonna be able to do much. Germans really don't have the munitions to continue doing this either.
We must defend our headquarters.
Oh, and B4 gets it. Those B4s just do so much. It can still be recovered though. Indeed, the Germans are. This King Tiger can still fight somewhat. But for how long? Oh, this Tuki is not gonna last, I think. Yeah, there it goes. King Tiger is very damaged here. 85 is gonna overrun it. There they go.
Heavy armor has been lost.
Little bit of an interesting match, I definitely say. And the fact that Germans not surrendering yet, it honestly surprises me. They're just fighting until the end by the looks of it.
Infantry group are lost.
They just need to target down that building. And now they call it GG. Long match and very chaotic.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
There it goes. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.